As I always tell you, slide into that comfy chair and make sure that you catch all of these highlights. There are high fives all around for the tennis squad. It's in the hole not once, but twice. Sportsnight is next.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sports Night. I'm Joe Young.
And I'm Howie Shapiro. What a great feeling is sinking that long putt, after a nice drive and a nice chip, and wouldn't know what that's like, but imagine the feeling's great.
We tried to get some cameras out.
We did.
Got both video of both the golf teams to show tonight. Had some tennis highlights, but we got there before the rain, and then the rain came, and so that game got washed out. But
washed the game away.
Interesting. We're going to have some fun when we talk about the tennis team, because what a season they've had, and what a way to finish. But we got some business to take care of. First, we'll start with the baseball team. They were busy last week, going to be even more busy this week. Last week on, what was that? The 9th was what, Wednesday?
Yep.
They went to Rogers, lost to the Royals by a 5-2 score. Jared Fearing went 2 for 3 with a double run scored. Jaden Kopp had a couple of hits as well. Tyler Donnell, 1 for 1, drove in a run with his double. And Zach Novak also had an RBI in his 1 for 3 day. Logan Ness, solid numbers, only 1 earned run. That's the downside of it. He goes 6 innings, takes the loss, but 5 runs, only 1 earned. And that has been a problem for the Cardinals a little bit here and there throughout the season. This is one on Thursday they just want to forget about. So that was Tuesday, was the 9th. This was Thursday. They went to Elk River, and that was just not a good day. Cardinals 2 for 19 with 2 walks and 8 strikeouts. Jared Fearing took the loss, 3 innings pitched, gave up 6 runs, all earned. Cardinals fall to 4-7. On Friday, Cardinals were at Wintercrest celebrating their 4 seniors and hosting the Spartans from Rochester, Mayo. It'd be a tough test for the Cardinals against a Mayo squad with 10 wins on the season, but the Cardinals' schedule is probably a little tougher. Still, they had similar results against their only common opponent, so this one could easily go either way. Cardinals hoping the smiles would last from the pregame festivities all the way to a postgame celebration. Bottom of the second, runners at the corners with 1 out. Logan Ness grounds to third. Alex Sadoe guns it to the plate. Zach Novak out, trying to score the first run of the game. Mayo able to start the scoring in the top of the third. Sam Ruska with a blast to the gap in right center. He's going to have a stand-up double. Reed McGovern hustles all the way home from first, and that puts the Spartans on the board first. He stumbled a little bit coming around third, but able to slide in safely. Danny Scheller on in relief in the 6th, gets a pop-up on the bunt attempt, able to make the play, get it to Manders for a double play. Third double play of the game for the Cardinals. Bottom of the 6th, Sammy Lee comes up with a clutch hit right back through the box. Scheller able to score from second, slides in safely to tie the game at 1, going to the 7th. But the Spartans answer in the top half of that final inning. Ruska, with the bases loaded, nobody out, sends a shot deep to the right corner. His second double of the game, scores a pair of runs, and that's all Mayo needed. They hold on from there, a 3-1 win, handing the Cardinals their 5th straight loss.
It was a tough one. Obviously, the Cardinals couldn't get anything offensively until that bottom half of the 6th, and then give the Spartans credit. They did a good job in jumping on a few pitches, manufacturing some runs in the top of the 7th, and then they closed it out in the bottom. So
it was great to see 3 double plays.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was just going to say the strikeout throwout double play, always one of my favorites. Good defense. The pitching was solid. I mean, this was really an outstanding effort from Jacob Maddock in his varsity debut. He went 5+ innings, pitched very solidly. Unfortunately, as you mentioned, Mayo just came up with some timely hits in the 7th.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I mean, they did play. The Cardinals just having a tough time hitting the ball. But you're right. Maddock got into a little bit of trouble, but was able to pitch out of it I think once or even maybe twice. And again, but I thought he did a really nice job for his first varsity start as well.
Well, the Cardinals, as I mentioned, will be busy this week. They're at Blaine today, Monday. Today they are at Maple Grove. Then they host Blaine on Tuesday. They host Anoka on Thursday, and they travel up north to take on section rival Duluth East on Friday. Softball team also playing a little catch-up late in the season. They played Rogers on Wednesday last week and lost a tough one, 4-3 at the hands of the Royals up in Rogers. Ryan Mellum went 2 for 3 with a walk, a double, a home run. And Chloe Christie, 2 for 4, also had a double and a home run as well. Schmidt drove in a run for the Cardinals as well. But they take the loss in a close one, 4-3, falling to 0-13 on the year. And then they, too, have one they'd rather forget about against Elk River on Thursday, losing to the Elks by a 12-2 score. On Friday, it was senior night over at Under the Lights at Sand Creek in the non-conference game against Minnehaha Academy, and they lose 7-1. In that one. Kind of interesting that you have 2 night games against non-conference opponents, and both are Spartans. At the Minnehaha Academy, isn't
Maybe they planted that.
Are they the Spartans as well?
I'm not sure if Minnehaha Academy is the Spartans or not, but they may be.
I think that's right. I could be completely
and that was
wrong.
a tough loss.
I didn't look.
Tough loss to Rogers because obviously the Cardinal softball team struggling a little bit this season and not get many close games. And when they can get in that kind of a contest, it's unfortunate. They would have loved to be able to at least pull that one out.
Yeah. Well, they've got 4 chances this week. They're at Maranatha Monday, hosting Blaine Tuesday. And Howie?
We'll be there.
They host Anoka on Wednesday, and then they will travel to St. Anthony on Friday. As we mentioned, we're going to have some fun with the tennis team. This tennis team has had such a fantastic season. We talked about it last year.
Did.
5-0 in games decided by just 1 point. And they've done so well that Coach Storick decided that last Monday the boys deserve to take a little break and have a little fun instead of the typical practice. And so what did they do? They got in some smash balls and they ran around after each other. This is Coach Storick. Little bit of an unfair advantage.
Oh, yeah, he's after him, too.
Coach Storick is not a small guy. He's
No.
what, 6'2", 6'3"?
Maybe, yeah.
He's got to be, size-wise, he's twice the size of any of these guys. This guy
they
just
tried to get him. They just try and get
bounce
him.
over him. And then but they're smart. These high school kids, they're smart. They start teaming up, and eventually the big guy will go down. I think that's Sam Murillo that gets him to turn around and then takes the shot and gets the winner. It's worthy of a replay.
Yes.
Worthy of a replay. But
love it.
yeah, they had some fun, well-deserved fun over at the complex.
We should try that.
So then on Tuesday, they had their crossover match in the Northwest Suburban. They decided, on Wednesday they played Totino Grace. This was their last regular season match, and they buried the Eagles 7-0 score, and pretty much everyone winning in straight sets right down the line. Not many of them even close. Held and Savelli, Cooper Held dropping down to first doubles to play with Joe Savelli, and Cal Jensvold moved up to 4 singles, which I think that may be his first singles match of the season, and he wins easily 6-0, 6-1. Then it was on Thursday they did the crossover, and they decided to do just straight doubles. So 5 matches, and the Cardinals win a tight one, 3-2. Murillo and Jensvold, unfortunately for the Cardinals, come up on the losing end. They were one of the few, one of the 2, I suppose, that lost, but that's okay. Second, third, and fourth all getting victories to ensure the win. Ryder and Cooper Held teaming up in that third double spot to win 6-3, 6-2. We mentioned we went there on Friday. They were supposed to have triangulars both Friday and Saturday. Friday's match, we got a camera there against St. Cloud Tech, but they weren't able to finish it and ended up getting washed out. Then on Saturday, they did take on both Lakeville South and Park of Cottage Grove. And both of these, again, they did just straight doubles. The Cardinals win both of those by 4-1 scores. So their final record of the season, 17-3.
That is so impressive.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. And there you see it. Murillo and Cooper Held, the first doubles team, went 2-0. Anderson and Savelli One went 2-0 at the second double spot, and Jensvold and Ryder held. Or I'm sorry, it's Anderson and Savelli. That's Dylan Anderson and Joe Savelli. Then Cal Jensvold and Ryan held, or Ryder held. They also went 2-0. So they win 4-1. So now they head into the sections. The Cardinals are the number 5 seed. The tournament started with the first round today. Osseo playing Park Center. The Cardinals will host the winner of Osseo and Park Center on Tuesday. The winner of that match will then go on to face number 4 seed Buffalo. And at the very top of the bracket, you have Wayzata, the number 1 seed, has a bye. Technically, they have 2 byes. They will face the winner of Delano and St. Michael Academy. That's the quarterfinal round, where Wayzata and Buffalo are waiting. That's just the top half of the bracket, obviously, but tough for the Cardinals. A 5 seed is great, but it's tough when you're in the same half of the bracket as the number 1 seed.
Wayzata is really good. I believe they're
very
defending state champions. I believe, but I could be incorrect. But they were. I know they had a really good team last year. I mean, really good.
As long as we preface it by saying we might be wrong, we should run a ticker across the bottom of the show. Most of this may not be factually correct. Most of this may not be.
We could say, hashtag, we make most of this up. So.
We make it up as we go. We try to remember as best we can, but our memory, we're getting old. We've been doing this a long time. Track and field teams. Last week we did the show on Tuesday. That was the same day as the True Team Section tournament. And not even the MSHSL website, by the way, knows what section the Cardinals are in for track and field.
You think they would know?
You would think.
Well, yeah.
Except on the MSHSL website, they're in Section 7.
Okay.
But it pairs them up with a bunch of teams that are now in Section 8 or Section 6. So I was looking all over before I reached out to the coaches, and fortunately, Coach Ken Jagasic got back. We're in Section 4.
Yeah, nice.
And what a finish
Ken.
for the boys. Second place. Good enough, they may get an at-large bid. I tried to reach out to Coach Sullivan to know when they would know if they got an at-large bid as the second-place team in the True Team Tournament. I did not hear back, but what a day for Jackson Smith. Blue ribbons in the high jump, 110 and 300-meter hurdles. Christopher Dean was second place in the 300-meter hurdles. I believe he was like 4th place in the 110. 4x2 relay team was first place. 4x1 was second place. Kaijan was 4th place in the 200-meter dash. Dennis was 5th place in the shot put. And Hunter Skillings was 6th place in the discus, throwing that biscuit over 128 feet.
Nice.
Girls team didn't do as well, but they didn't finish in the bottom. They finished in 9th place. Michaela D'Souza, a 1st place finish in the long jump, 3rd place in the 200-meter dash, 4th place in the 100-meter dash. And I don't know her that well. We're not like on great terms. We don't text or anything, but I'm pretty sure she is fired up to have a better outing when they get to individual sections, because she wants to make a state tournament. She has been so close the last couple of years in both of those events.
We'll keep our fingers crossed for her, for sure.
Absolutely. Nibel Jack, another nice outing for her. 3rd place in the 100-meter hurdles, 9th place in the 300-meter hurdles. Michelle Lukic, 4th place finish in the pole vault. Ruby Demmer was 9th in the 2-mile run. Horton finished 17th in the triple jump, and Stella Bone was 19th in the 1-mile run. Up next, they're over at Armstrong for a quadrangular this afternoon. Not sure if that'll be scored. If we have results for you, we'll have them next week on Sportsnight. Next week, we're doing the show on Tuesday.
Yep.
But we'll try our best to have that. Same day we're doing that show next week is when they will start the Northwest Suburban Conference Championships. It's a 2-day event on Tuesday and Thursday next week.
Okay, well, the boys golf team had a couple of events last week, starting with a Northwest Suburban tournament at Keller Golf Course on Wednesday. Cardinals have been really focusing on their consistency, staying mentally strong and limiting the number of bad strokes. And it's been paying dividends as they had their best finish in a conference event this season. We're going to start with Devin Thompson, a solid approach shot on the second hole. That will give himself a good look at an early birdie. And coming up, he has a nice read on the green. But this stroke is going to come up a little short. He'll tap in for par. He was 3 over on the front on his way to an 83 for the day. Sophomore Noah Law is next Cardinal to tee it up at hole number 2. He got off to a tremendous start, showing great confidence in this 12-footer for par. He was just 1 over at the turn, but he also struggled on the back 9. He's going to finish with a score of 81. Nice putt there, though. Caleb King has really settled into form over the past few matches, and he's calm and composed at Killer. Chips this one nice and close so that he can knock it home for par. He shot a 36 on the front, a 41 on the back, and a team low 77. Gavin DeVries is a little more up and down, but not far behind. He makes the best of a missed shot by recovering here well. That allows him to save par. DeVries birdied holes 7, 8, and 9 on his way to a 79 for the day. And then Johnny Dogleg Patru, one of the few Cardinals to put up a better score on the back half of the course. He shot a 51 on the front 9 and had 3 birdies coming home. Still a team high 92 for the day. Last but not least, Rowan Bresnahan playing this one right down the middle. That's how it's supposed to be played, I'm told. Tee to fairway, fairway to green. Bresnahan able to get around the course with an 89 on his card. The Cardinals are going to put up a solid team effort, 320, and a finish 11th place for the event.
Puts them ahead of a couple of the teams in the Northwest Suburban. That always feels good. They've had, I think, one 12th place finish before that, and the rest had been in that 13th spot. But you get those depth guys, those 3 and 4 scores to start coming down all of a sudden. You got 2 guys in the 70s. That's always nice.
That's phenomenal. Absolutely.
It's really tough in this conference when almost everyone has one guy on their team that's within 2 or 3 strokes of par every time out. And then some of these teams have 2 or 3 guys that are 75 or better just about every round. And I mean, you got a couple of guys that are a 3 handicap in high school. That's going to be tough to beat.
That's pretty amazing.
They were at the Grand National Invitational on Friday, and they finished 8th place. I think there were 12. There were like 12 or 13 teams. Oscar Berg had the low round for the Cardinals with a 79. Gavin DeVries 1 stroke back with an 80 for the day. Noah Law put up an 84, and Dylan Bushy had a 91. Robertstad and Petru rounded out the 6 on the card for the Cardinals. So a couple of really nice scores, but when you lose Caleb King, who wasn't able to be there, and you still have guys that kind of step up, that's always good. And it's coming down to it, right? They're at the Loggers Trail Tuesday this week for the final regular season Northwest Suburban Conference event. Then the Northwest Suburban Conference tournament is at Bunker next Thursday. Girls golf team last Tuesday was taking on Maple Grove, and it's a similar story with girls golf. All of these teams seem to have one girl who is just lights out within a couple strokes of par. Both of the teams that the Cardinals faced last week, I looked at them, and they have 4 girls that are 10 over or better. And that is going to add up to a really good team score.
Yes.
Eleanor Defoe right in there, though, at 48, one of her better rounds of the season so far. Anna Kelly shot a 57, Allie Hill had a 58, Elizabeth Hogarth a 64, and Sophia Meyer shot a 65. Well, the Cardinals were at Chamonix on Thursday last week for their final head-to-head match of the season. Cardinals knew Centennial would be an incredibly tough team with the top half of their lineup routinely putting up scores in the 40s. Still, the Cardinals are focused on continuing their own improvement and bettering their scores every time they take the course. Coach Keeney, there he is. Rub your hands together. Very happy with how his team has progressed throughout the season. And it starts at the top. Senior captain Eleanor Defoe has been the Cardinals' leader every time she's taken the course this spring, and that continues at Chamonix. Beautiful bump and run right there. Has a little too much on it as it runs past the hole, but checks up nicely. She's happy with that. On her way to a team best 52. Freshman Allie Hill has been a great addition to the Cardinals lineup this season. She puts up scores strong enough to factor into the team score almost every round. Does it again against Centennial. That putt, part of a 60 for the day. Cardinals have a lot of girls that have more years ahead of them. Junior Anna Kelly has another nice outing at Chamonix. Shows her skills out of the sand right here. Little to the right. but a nice up, no doubt. Anna finished with a 59 on her scorecard. Caitlin Davis, another freshman who has worked her way into the regular varsity spot this season, and this is another player with incredible potential, finishes her round with 63 strokes on Thursday. Sydney Meyer, the only other senior in the lineup aside from Defoe. For the Cardinals, she provides solid leadership outside the score sheets. Her round at Chamonix, not quite strong enough to help the team, but able to finish with a 68 for the day. Good enough for Howie or I, easily. Last but not least, we have junior Sophia Meyer. No relation. She didn't have her best round on Thursday, but she had some gems in there, like this long putt that goes just right to the hole. Stops close enough for a tap in from there. Meyer had a 67. Cardinals finished with a 234, losing to Centennial's 185.
Well, 68, that would be about 5 holes for me, maybe. Something like that.
Yep, I'm right there. I'm right there with you. They have the North Fork. They're actually over at North Fork this afternoon on Monday for an invitational. And then they are off until next Tuesday when they will take the course at Bunker Hills for the Northwest Suburban Conference Tournament. Then, of course, for both boys and girls teams, the section tournament also hosted, I believe, actually the girls might have moved. I know they were at somewhere else last year. I haven't looked at that yet, but the boys will definitely be at Bunker.
A lot of action coming up. Well, the boys lacrosse team had just one game since our last show, but it was a tough test on the road at Rogers on Wednesday. The Royals came in hot. They'd won 3 straight on the road, and they're coming back at a 500 for the season. The Catbirds had one of their best games of the year offensively, but unfortunately it wasn't quite enough to stop the Royals' streak. SLPCR sets the tempo in the opening quarter. The shot by Hazelwood is stopped, but Brody Herzog is there to scoop and score on the rebound. Catbirds on the board. They start to build some momentum. Great attacking run down the right wing by Henry Leff, able to spin back to his right and bury the jump shot. Leff led the squad with 4 points against Rogers. Still in the first, great individual effort from Nolan Hazelwood. He works his way to the front. The Catbirds are up 5-2 at that point. Unfortunately, the field stayed tilted to the end in the second. And here come the Royals. Brady Menny jamming this one right down the middle. Tied the game at 6. We're going to see Menny again. This time he drops it back for Reed Atchison. He scores from distance to give Rogers its first lead of the game at 7-6 going into the half. Catbirds keeping it close in the third. A beauty of a play. Colin Easton finds Ethan Ossie out front. One of 6 players for 2 goals for SLPCR. Unfortunately, Rogers gets the good end of the field to finish. Menny again, this time on the run. He had 3 for the Royals as they pull away for a 16-12 win. And that's unfortunate. That's a game they had an opportunity to win.
They did, and it stayed close all the way to the end. Unfortunately, when you need that momentum most is at the end of the game, and it was in Rogers' favor at that time. Catbirds rather, are at Andover on Tuesday this week. They'll be at Blaine on Thursday. Girls lacrosse team last week went to Elk River, and they struggled against the Elks. A 20-0 loss to Elk River. Zimmerman drops them to 0-9 on the season. They are at Rogers on Monday this week, and then at Osseo Park Center on Friday. And Howie, that's another team 0-9. So we're hoping to have a camera there, and we're hoping to have highlights of a win for the Lady Cards next week on Sportsnight.
Let's hope so. I'm praying for that.
We have a lot going on here as well. We are going to be, Howie and I will be at the softball game tomorrow as the Cardinals take on former head coach Zach Nienaber.
That'll be fun.
Who is now in the dugout for the Blaine Bengals. We'll also have Bill Hupp and Jeremy Smith over doing a little boys volleyball. If you had not heard recently, the MSHSL has voted to make boys volleyball a varsity sport starting in the 2024-25 school year. This year and next year, it's still to go on as a club sport, but we're going to get over there and get some video and.
Should be fun.
I think it should be a lot of fun. And then we have baseball on Thursday.
And we'll be there again.
We will be there again. We'll see the baseball team on Thursday, weather permitting, of course. But we hope to see you out there as well. And if not, we hope you can join us next week on Sportsnight. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN for the entire crew, including the man behind the scenes who makes it all happen, Neil Highlights Hennett, and my partner, Howie Shapiro. I'm Joe Young, saying good night.